Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Robyn Zimmerman, along with my guest, John Troyer. He is the Director of Financial Services for the town of Hilton Head, and we are in the throes of the budget, which takes effect on July 1st for the town of Hilton Head. So, welcome.
It does.
Yeah.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Are you sure? We're talking numbers that we're getting down into. And it's very, very important that we, as a community, both tourists and their residents, really understand the process. So kind of talk, where are we now? And then July 1 takes effect. So we're talking about a $100 million budget and some capital improvements in there as well, right?
Absolutely. The budget process, we have a new mayor, we have a new council. They got together back in January and they did a whole strategic planning workshop. And so they went about to craft the priorities for the town for the next year plus and next year and beyond. And so we take their work from that strategic workshop and try to craft a budget by meeting with the department heads and looking ahead to just try to fulfill their vision from the strategic workshop and present a budget. And so coming up from the calendar, the town manager, Mark Orlando, is he's set to introduce his proposed budget May the 2nd.
Okay.
And so that's coming right up, and so that will be the official introduction of the budget for the new year. There'll be two different public hearings. There'll be one on May the 9th. There'll be another on May the 11th. And so we'll have an opportunity in a public setting through the council workshops to really talk about the budget, examine the budget, kick the tires, so to speak,
Right.
and fully understand what's being proposed before town council will finalize adoption of it. The adoption is set for June the 6th.
Okay.
And so there's plenty of time to get information. The budget's going to be on the website, and so you can read all about it. You can look at our past budgets and you can look at our past annual reports to know if you're curious, what did they spend their money on, what are they going to spend their money on, and so it's coming.
Yeah. So, John, what are some of the capital projects?
Okay. It's
The
a pretty,
biggies.
it's a pretty good list, and so we've got a beach renourishment coming up, and so that's really, really important to our town, to both the residents and the visitors. And so the town has been one of the leaders in beach renourishment and just the whole science of making sure that our beaches, those assets stay there.
Right,
and so
right.
that's coming up, and you'll
Good.
hear more about the beaches. There's a significant investments in the parks, roadway improvements. You'll see those. You'll see some land acquisition priorities, a couple of new things, and this came out of the strategic plan that I think are going to be really interesting based on town council's input, is that we now have a Gullah Geechee Historic Neighborhood Community Development Corporation. So
Right,
this will
I
be
knew
the
that,
first
yes.
first budget with that.
With that, so they didn't have a budget. They had the group, but no money.
And so
Yeah, that'll be
right
good.
now, the town is working to get a board of directors in place, an executive director in place, and thanks to our senator, Senator Davis, secured a $5 million grant from the state in
Right.
order to
Good.
start up those activities. And so we're certainly thankful about that, and you'll get to see that in the budget. Another initiative that's gotten a lot of talk in our town is housing, affordable housing, workforce housing, and you will see some initiatives there in trying to be a part of the solution, because it's a really
Okay.
difficult issue.
Right.
And so we're going to do that. And then beyond that, you'll see some of the normal things about just general basic town operations. You'll see an emphasis on stormwater improvements. We're all very aware of flooding and want to make sure that we're prepared and protected.
Right.
And those are some of the highlights. One thing I did want to mention, and you asked the question, why should we
Why should we care?
Why should we care?
Why should we care?
I'd like to remind everybody that in this fiscal year was the first without a disaster recovery millage. And so after Hurricane Matthew, the town council imposed a $5 million emergency tax rate for disaster recovery.
Okay.
And that was for 5 years, and the 5 years expired. And so this year, there was a tax break. And so if people say taxes never go down, they went down this year.
Very good. Very good. Well, it will be approved in June and then take,
take effect on July the 1st.
On July 1st.
Right, and so we'll have plenty of opportunity.
Yeah.
Look on the website. There's opportunity. You can talk to your council people.
Go to
you
the-
can go to
the
the
town
website and make
halls.
your comments. You can read about it. Go to the town hall meetings and participate. We'd love to hear your comments, and this is your
Very-
part in helping to establish our priorities.
Very good. Good job. Thank you, John. Nice to meet you. And
Good to meet you.
yeah, appreciate it very much. John Troyer, who is the Director of Finance for the town of Hilton Head, and the budget is in process.
Right.